Hello and welcome to our SiLA Python channel. My name is Mark Dörr. I'm maintainer of the SiLA Python repository on GitLab in the SiLA2 group. And today I would like to show you a very simple, the most simplest SiLA Python client server you can have, which is also an example on our repository. You will find this whole example completely on GitLab, so it's in the SiLA2 group, in the SiLA Python repository, in examples, Hello SiLA examples. But before we go into this example, I would like to go through the workflow, just that you have an idea what's happening. So we will clone the repository. We will then install one required library that is necessary to run everything. And then we go into the example, run the server and run the client and see what happens. So let's go into that. So I will clone the repository. But before I will clone the repository, before you clone the repository, you should check if your version of Python 3 is above 3.8 or is 3.8 or 3.7 is also fine. So you can write Python 3 -- version and you should have something like this. If this is done, if this is the case, then you can run your code. So now let's clone the repository like this. I have a very bad internet connection sitting at home, in home office, but you see, even if I'm very badly connected, the repository is very small and it pulls it in, clones it in a very short time. And now we have the SiLA Python repository of GitLab. So you can go into this directory and look at it. And here is this example we would like to run. So we just do that. Examples. Let's see how it looks. So here's the Hello SiLA example in it. Hello SiLA example, and here we have two examples in it in this directory. One a little bit more elaborated one, but we want the minimum one, so we select this one. And in this directory you find everything you need to run these examples. So here's the Hello World, Hello SiLA server and client, and in here is the feature, the greeting feature that is called or provided. So what's happening is that the client sends a string to the server. The server just simply replies with a greeting of this string, and that's it. So let's run the server. You run the server very easily with Python 3 and then the name of the server. This. Sorry. I forgot to install the library, of course. So pip. Let's do that quickly. Pip install the library. This is also very fast. In my case, it's even faster because it's a little bit cached. In your case, it would take like a minute or so, depending on the internet connection. It could be also much faster if you have like a broadband connection. So again, start the server, and here it is. It's up and running. The server tells something about the port that is using. This is a UUID the server uses, or an identifier string, and here's the IP address that is currently used. So it's the local host computer. Okay, so this is the server. It runs, it waits for a request or a command we send. And now let's send a command. For that we open a new tab, go into the same directory, and then start a client, Python hello SiLA client, and start it. Sorry, you have to run it with Python 3. And here's the output. So what happens is this client send a string that is simulants to the server. Server generated a reply string, hello simulants, and this part here, and send it back. That's all. So if you would like to change that behavior, you can just modify the client. Hello client, let's just have a look into the client. It's a very short code. You just include the features, precompiled features from the code generator. Then you subclass your client from the SiLA client class that we provide in the SiLA2 lib. Here's just the initialization routine of this class. Here happens the registration of the greeting provider part. So this is the feature we will connect with. And the actual call happens here in this SiLA say hello class. We wrapped it, this call, this remote procedure call. This is the actual call here with a parameter. This we wrapped in a class, so with to handle also errors here. Then you can also see how error handling happens. And if no parameters provided for this call, we provide a default parameter. The actual call happens here. Say hello. This is the the call, and this is the parameter we send. So if we change this, for example, to Alice, different name, and save it, and restart the client, and then you see here it replies Alice. So, and with that, I hope that I could convince you that the SiLA Python client server example was very short and very easy to understand, very easy to set up, and within a few minutes you are able to run a SiLA and a base client and server with a very minimal amount of memory needed. I hope that you enjoyed this tutorial, and I look forward to see you in the next more elaborated tutorial about a real-world lab device which we are planning to connect. Thanks a lot and goodbye.